talk about love and expectation. Love and expectation are opposite energies basically. Where there is love, expectation will not be there. Where there is pure love, I am talking about. Today you have so many lovers, each other saying, I love you so much, I love you so much. But still they carry these expectations. Whether the love between the wife and husband, or it could be your children, or it could be your parents, or it could be your guru, or it could be your profession. If you love your profession, then you love your work, and you do your work so dedicatedly. Basically, you forget the time of putting your work in the work. Meaning, the doer, the doing process, and the work that is being done, they all unite. That's when the communion happens. And that's called loving the profession or the work you do. And loving the profession. When you love your profession deeply as explained, then you excel in your profession. And money, recognition, fame, and all these are the byproducts of the work that you do. But when you work with the expectation of money, fame, and all these things, obviously you don't excel. That's how it is. So that works for the profession. But when it comes to the relationships, when you love someone purely, then there will be sacrifice. And then there will be liberty and freedom. You give the freedom to the other soul, other person, and you don't argue with them. Whatever they want to do, the other person whom you love, you will basically accept and cooperate. You don't argue with them. And then by doing all these things, you naturally fall in harmony with the laws of nature. You don't have to plan to get in harmony with the nature. When your love is pure, out of sacrifice, liberation that you give to the other, liberation or the freedom that you give to the other soul, and the cooperation that you do without any expectations, naturally you fall in harmony with the laws of nature. So that's called dharma. So you naturally meet the dharma. But when it comes to the expectations, many people say, I love you so much, I love you so much. They tell gurus also, like, we love you, guru, so much. But they need to question themselves. They would have expectation. Like expectation comes out of insecurity, of losing something, fear, and then arguing with the other person, controlling others, non-cooperation, hatred, jealousy. All these are the brothers. All these are the brothers of expectation. Expectation is the main brother. Rest of all are the other hidden brothers. They don't come out, but this is the one that comes out. This is the big bug. So where there is pure love, there wouldn't be any expectation as per the laws of nature. So when the love is pure, it basically expands your consciousness. See, it will expand your consciousness. It will release your soul from the bondage because of sacrifice, now cooperation, liberty, dharma, and all this. Because of all these things, your consciousness will expand. It will release you from your karma. But whereas when you have the expectation, it will bind you. It will bind your body. It will shrink your consciousness. Basically, because of the awareness of the body, mind, and the ego associated with the body, you basically carry the expectation. And the rest of all brothers will join this brother, and then you start, whoever is the other person, whether it could be wife or husband or children or parents or guru, you will start, getting non-cooperative with them, you will argue with them, you will start slipping from the pure love. You will start falling down. That will bind your soul to the body, to the world. It will not release your soul. It will not expand your soul. When pure love is there will not be any expectation. For example, I remember one of the ladies who came to me a few years ago. She is from the US. Naturally, actually, people when they come to Aumism and its path in about 3 to 6 months, if they are like 26, 27 or 30, 35 without marriage and without proper relation and all, if they are going through the life without any proper relation, once they touch the path of Aumism, they naturally get connected to the soul partner. So like that, many people, many unmarried people, whether they are women, whether they are girls or boys, they got connected to their soulmates naturally here. There were several. One of those cases I am talking about. She had a very bad relation, but she understood this concept, and then I told her in about 3 months you will come across some soulmate. And then she came across one boy, and then so they got married and all. But after the marriage and all, she started saying that, my husband is like a donkey. He has lot of karma, he is not intelligent, he is not smart, he is not able to carry his profession. So I am landing up helping him in his profession. So she purely called her husband a donkey. So I told her, see, you got married to him out of your own love, right? Yes, naturally you felt within yourself this is your soulmate, and you also experienced in dreams and all, in your kriyas and all, you experienced him as if he is your soulmate, and then you got married. Then after marriage, you got married to him out of love. Then when there is love, how can you call him donkey and all these things? So your love is not pure. You have some expectations. So if you have this kind of expectations, and if you call your husband a donkey, please don't associate with me. I am not interested in associating with people who have such impure love. And you've been following the path for some time. It's so sad to hear from you after these many months of following the path. You are still sticking to this expectation thing. You didn't understand the concept of love itself. So that's how I told her. See, you cannot have expectations towards someone who you love so much, towards someone who you love purely. Whether it could be you loved someone, it could be a thief or a robber or whoever it is you fell in love with. Probably you can tell him or her that whatever the robberies and the wrong things that you are doing are very bad, you shouldn't do. That you can say for a few times and leave. But your love towards that person shouldn't change just because he is a thief or robber. That you should think before loving him. And even after falling in relationship with him, if you got to know that he is a thief or robber, still that love shouldn't be changing. Because your love towards that person itself will change that person. He may be a robber, but if you get into pure love with him or her, with sacrifice, cooperation, no arguments with him or her, and then if you give the liberty to him or her to do the robbery, then you fall in harmony with the laws of nature, and the nature will give you a lot of energy. That energy will save that person automatically. One day or the other, he or she will come to you and say, look, I want to change the bad things that I've been doing so far, and I want to transform. That he or she will come one day and tell you, but you need to give time for that. That is what is love. I'll tell you a story from ancient texts of Puranas, from Sanatana Dharma. There was a lady who was a chaste. You know, chaste means she is so pure. In Sanskrit, it is called Pativratya. Pativratya. And the one who is following the chastity is called chaste. Pativrata, she is called. So there was a lady as such who is so pure, and then she had pure love towards her husband. And her love was so great, husband is actually lame by one leg. You know, he cannot walk properly. And then he also has, he will also develop some problem with the health and all. She will serve him in a very divine fashion. So after seeing this entire story of that lady, the divine energies of nature, you know, devatas, they want to test her chastity. So one day they will put some thoughts in her husband. So the husband will say to her one day that you know, he is not happy with her in terms of body relation. So he says, please take me to a prostitute. He will tell her. So she will not question him anything. She will, because he cannot walk, right? So she will carry him on her head, and then she will take him to a prostitute. At that moment, the devatas will appear suddenly, and then all the devatas will fall on her feet and say, practically you have proven that you are the perfect lady who loves her husband so purely. So you are the best chaste that we have found at this moment of time on the earth. And then they will all grant her a boon. At the time of her death, she will be released. Her soul will be released and get the liberation. So she will get such kind of boon. So that is what is called pure love. No, it doesn't mean that I don't have any expectations on you to do all those things like that lady has done. You should question yourself about the kind of love that you carry towards X, Y, Z. Whether it is parents or husband or wife or children. Even if it is your children, you know, if they don't study, some parents, I found some parents, if their children don't study well, they feel, they get lot of stress. They feel as if they have to study, they feel as if they have to go and attend the exams, they feel like that. And they will apply all that pressure of expectations on the children. And the children will go through a lot of psychological problems. So why should you apply your expectations on the children? If not today or tomorrow or day after, they will change. You can tell them that you should study well, but you cannot apply your pressure on them, you cannot control them, you cannot influence them as well. So love also doesn't influence the other person. So without any expectations, give the liberty and freedom to the other soul. Every soul has come down to the earth for its own purpose. It's got its own way of doing things. If they are not changing, you need to give them time. They will change one day. If your love is pure, obviously nature will help those people to change. So the point is, where there is love, there will not be expectation. So everybody has to question themselves if their love is pure or not. So you question yourself. You don't have to answer anyone. You question yourself. And then if you work towards this expansion of your consciousness, then the life will start transforming. You will find a lot of relief in your mind and soul when you go towards the expansion of your consciousness with sacrifice, cooperation with the person whom you love, and then giving the liberty to the other person whom you love, and then not arguing with the other person whom you love. Naturally you will fall in dharma, the law of nature, and then your soul will start expanding your consciousness will start expanding, and then that expansion will get the energies, and that energy is the one that will change the other person whom you love. They will change. Nature will, if your love is pure, nature supports pure love. That's the law of nature actually. If your love is pure, nature will give you the energies. By those energies, the other person, in case he or her are doing wrong things, they will transform. Should give time for that. And in case you are getting into any new relationship, you should question yourself. You should question your heart whether your love is pure, and if you are loving the other person out of any expectations or something, you should question yourself without any attachment. And at the same time, you can also cross-check the other person who probably is in love with you. You can probably cross-check if that love is pure, or out of some expectations the other person is pretending to be loving you and things like that. You can cross-check. Without any attachment, you can cross-check.